Simple Mobile. Out with the old, in with the simple. And one a day.
Tonight, after Game 3 of these NBA Finals on ABC, do not miss SportsCenter with Scott Van Pelt. He'll have post-game reaction from here in Oakland. Plus, Doris Burke, Brian Windhorst, Stephen A. with their biggest takeaways, and Tim Legler hanging around to break it all down. SportsCenter after Raptors Warriors. It's on ESPN. And, of course, on the ESPN app, Kevin.
Sage, you've been in that building before, a finals game. How nervous is everybody right now?
Telling you, it's a bit of a different feel because they know what's at stake and they know that they are not even close to 100%. But don't forget what Jeff Van Gundy said. Maybe 2 Warriors All-Stars down. They still have 3. Draymond, Boogie, Steph Curry. That's not bad. Enjoy the festivities. Stephen A. Smith coming up next.
Now on SportsCenter with Stephen A. Smith. Continuing coverage of Game 3 of the NBA Finals, including new comments from Steve Kerr on Klay Thompson's playing status tonight. Also, what matters most for Kawhi Leonard and the Raptors tonight to win on the road and regain home court advantage? Plus, our VIP guest list featuring NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, Warriors owner Joe Lacob, and PTI's Michael Wilbon. Live courtside in Oakland. This is SportsCenter.
We want to be the first to 4. We'll be ready for whatever.
Here's Stephen A. Smith.
Ha! There's not too many things better than the NBA Finals. There you see it, the view, the overview of the Oracle in Oakland, California, side of Game 3 of the NBA Finals from the Oracle in Oakland, California. Of course, you see people with their Steph Curry jerseys walking into the arena. You see Steph Curry walking into the arena himself. Doesn't look like he's ready to play golf. Look like he's just in cruise control. He's going to have a tough night, no question about it, potentially without Klay Thompson. Of course, there's the one and only Kawhi Leonard, one of the top 3 players on the planet right now, coming into the arena, tied 1-1 in this series. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to beautiful Oakland, California. We're at the Oracle for Game 3 of the NBA Finals. The Toronto Raptors being hosted by the Golden State Warriors. Obviously, a lot of stuff to get into. I'm yours truly, Stephen A. Smith, hosting the SportsCenter special. Looking forward to having the guest that I'm going to have on today's show, Mark Spears, Brian Windhorst, Commissioner Adam Silver, of course, owner Joe Lacob, the one and only Mike Wilbon. I got a cast of characters, a crew, ready to talk about the NBA Finals. Make no mistake about it, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. First things first, though, got a few things to get into. One of the things is my state of mind right now because, as Adrian Wojnarowski reported for us on Twitter as well as on ESPN, Klay Thompson has been lobbying the Golden State Warriors to play. They have advised him to sit out for Game 3 tonight. He wants to play. Here's my thinking. Sit him out. You know why? Because it's 1-1. You don't want him to get injured and then all of a sudden, or re-injured, and all of a sudden not be available to play for Game 4 or the rest of the series. The bottom line is, even being down 2-1, the Golden State Warriors are a lethal arsenal when healthy. Even without Kevin Durant, they're still lethal. They can still beat the Toronto Raptors as far as I'm concerned if Klay Thompson, if Boogie Cousins, if Andre Iguodala is ready to join Draymond Green along with Steph Curry to handle their business. But I think the key to Game 3 tonight is going to be Draymond Green. Of course, Boogie Cousins will be in there, going from 8 minutes to 28 minutes from Games 1 and 2, and that was pivotal. But Draymond Green is going to be the key here. You can expect them to key on Steph Curry as they did in Game 2 when they threw a boxing one on him in the last 5 minutes. They're going to dare somebody else for the Golden State Warriors to shoot. Nobody would be stupid enough to do that with Klay Thompson, but you would take that risk with Draymond Green being your secondary or third offensive option, with Boogie Cousins being the second or third offensive option. The bottom line is Draymond Green's got to show up from the perimeter. He's shown up in every other way. He's my MVP for the NBA Finals thus far for the Golden State Warriors, the way he has played in Games 1 and 2. But having said all of that, the one impediment to his success, the one impediment to his game has been his perimeter shooting. Can he hit perimeter shots? Because you know that the Toronto Raptors are going to stand there and dare him to hit perimeter shots. And if he can't do that, that's going to put more of a load on Boogie, more of a load on Steph Curry, and I'm just not sure they're going to be able to handle that in Game 3 of this NBA Finals. That's Stephen A's state of mind coming into Game 3 tonight. We'll see how things unfold. But before I do anything else right now, I'm going to talk to my man Brian Windhorst in just a second. But first order of business is to get to Marcus Spears. for the Undisputed right here with Stephen A. Or the Undefeated right here with Stephen A. What's going on, Marcus? How are you, sir? Talk to me about your thoughts about tonight's game. What are you thinking?
Well, I just got a call back from Michael Thompson, and he says, is he playing? I'm like, tell me, is he playing? He's talking about his son, of course, Klay Thompson. We're waiting for him to run out here to see what he could do. Steve Kerr talking about 10 minutes, but Michael Thompson said, hey, I talked to my son last night. He sounded like he's ready to play. He wants to play. He expects to play. Now, what Klay wants and what the Warriors staff wants is two different things. When Klay comes out here, if he does come out here, I expect to see several doctors watching his every move. If it's up to Klay, he's going to play, but as you said, it may not be in the best interest of the team that he does.
Mark Spears, when you think about Draymond Green and the role that he has to play in Game 3 tonight, have you talked to him about it? What has he told you about the role he thinks he needs to play in light of the possibility of Klay Thompson being out?
Draymond just wants to do whatever it takes to win. He's always been like that. If you look at his numbers, he doesn't care about scoring. He doesn't even look at the rim a lot of times. So if it means defense, if it's playing point forward, if it means whatever, he'll sell popcorn at Oracle. He seems like he'll do whatever it takes to get this team to win, and he's also stepped up his leadership. And surprising to me, he ain't really saying nothing to the refs. When's the last time he got a technical? He's really reined it in and focused on trying to get these guys a championship. And he also told me he's focused on getting Stephen Curry as MVP as well.
Real quickly, Steph Curry made a tremendous gesture coming into tonight's game. Can you tell us what that is and why, real quickly?
He has these shoes that say Oakland on the side of it, 10 for 10 seasons in the back. He's written 30 letters to people that have meant something to him over these 10 seasons in Oakland, and they're all getting these shoes. And a memento, handwritten letter from him telling him how much he loves them and how much he's meant to him over these 10 years in Oakland.
Mark Spears for the Undefeated. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you so much for being on the show. All right. Look at Boogie Cousins arriving. He clearly looks mission-minded, Brian Windhorst. He clearly looks ready to play. He's walking into the arena. He's walking better than I've seen him walking in a few weeks, and obviously we saw what he did in Game 2. Brian Windhorst is standing right next to me right now. Coming into tonight's game, what's your priority? What are you focused on more than anything?
Boogie better be ready to play, Stephen A. It's the biggest game of Boogie Cousins' career tonight. This is the most uncertainty I've had for a finals game. This is my 10th finals. I don't ever remember being uncertain like this. What are we going to have in this game? Who's going to play? Who's going to play big? What are the game plans going to be, especially deep into a series? It's a huge game for Boogie. It's a huge game for Marc Gasol. Marc Gasol, former Defensive Player of the Year, got bullied around in Game 2. Wasn't ready for Boogie. That was a major factor there. The ball's going to find him. One of the reasons why it was so great for the Warriors to get Boogie Cousins was for a moment just like this. Even though we never saw this coming, this is it. Right there is a big matchup right now. Gasol on Boogie is big tonight. And as you mentioned, Draymond Green. The ball's going to find Draymond Green, too.
We've heard what Wojnarowski reported on Twitter and the ESPN, obviously, about Klay Thompson. What are you hearing exactly about what Klay Thompson is telling the Golden State Warriors, and what do you think they should do with him based on the information you have?
So the Warriors have two game plans, because they have to realize that Klay could come out here, feel good enough, and impress the trainers enough, convince them that he can play. So there was one game plan with Klay playing and one game plan with Klay not playing, which probably, Stephen A., is going to mean the biggest game for Alfonso McKinnie. That's where we are in this historic situation. Alfonso McKinnie likely to move into the starting lineup. That's one game plan, that's the other. Raptors, same situation. They have two game plans.